Tanfeeth recruitment team, which is part of Emirates NBD Bank. We are in conversation with lovely Safia with us today, and we'll be touching upon certain elements of diversity and inclusion, touching upon some elements of how is it to be a working mother. And let's hear from Safia. Thank you so much, Safia, for joining us today here. We would like to understand from you how your journey has been and how have you reached where you are today.
First of all, I would like to thank you for your generous invitation. And it's always my pleasure to serve you in this way. Well, I'm Safia Shahi, and I'm a communicator, a student, labor, and I live to serve others. Since the beginning of my quest, I have developed this philosophy. I never accept ready answers, never worried about questioning life and people. And I believed in knowledge and communication as tools to make our world a better place to live and thrive in. I currently work as a marketing manager at EIBFS, and I am a TV presenter, a moderator, a writer, voiceover artist. I hold a master's degree in the art of communication from the University of Sharjah, and I'm a trainer in the field of communication and personal branding. And I like to think that I'm a thought leader in my area. But going back to your main question, many things helped me to reach here, like discipline, resilience, motivation, and knowledge. Over the years, I have learned that motivation is an inner job. We have to go back to our main drivers, values, goals, and create that type of internal engine, if I may call it. This internal engine is a complex of all those ingredients that I have mentioned. No one asked me to wake up early, learn, exercise, work hard, give more, and offer my time, energy, and skills. What makes me do all that is, like, there is a song within me. Okay? And also there is different methods I'm using. So if you allow me, let me introduce you to one of those methods.
100%. It will be a pleasure for our audience to know that from you.
Yeah. So I call it the dream wheel. Mm-hmm. It's kind of a circle. It starts from your big dream, and then follows by your big goals, and then the foundation, which is values, principles, skills, and then you go to your core. Commitment, ownership, responsibility, excellence. And then you're moving to your action plan. Basically, this is your daily small steps toward your dream. And then your rewarding system, and then the way you audit all this, and finally, your outcome. And even in that last part of this journey or of this wheel, in order to fulfill one dream, you need to be ready for the post-dream stage. And I think, in summary, that's what got me to where I am today.
Wow, thank you. Thank you so much for that. I think it was really insightful to understand how you have a process which is going behind it. So let me understand when you say that there is so much of positivity, there is so much of resilience. We want to understand from you, who are these women who positively impacted you or inspired you in your journey? And what is that lesson which she taught you?
Well, I have learned from different people, to be honest, like males and females, juniors, seniors, team members, colleagues, and I'm still learning. But I can say that most of my mentors were inspiring women from different fields and nationalities. They taught me how to understand myself in a better way. They encouraged me to face my fears, and they guided me when I was the most vulnerable. They listened to me complaining, and yet they never gave up on me. Mm-hmm. Because of those who taught me to deal with step backs and fears, I grew wiser. Like I grew up wiser and I learned how to listen to my inner voice. See, Garima, it's very important to learn how to listen to your inner voice. Mm-hmm. There are many lessons out there. Many people who are ready to share those lessons with you. But the question is, are we prepared to learn? As Siddhartha once said, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. It is easy. It's very easy to judge others because they don't speak our languages and share with us the same cultural backgrounds.
Mm-hmm.
And it's easy to put all those boundaries between us and them as mentors or as people who can guide us. It is much easier to rely on our pre-stated judgments about these peoples when dealing with this type of diversity, especially in our workplaces. But it is important to know that we can understand ourselves and reshape our identities through those differences.
Interesting. Thank you so much for that. It really gives a different perspective altogether when it comes to diversity and inclusion, because it is about how you can connect and how you channelize your energy.
Yeah, and one of the things that we can learn, and personally I learned this in a hard way, but never run away from a conversation with someone you dislike or disagree. Because when you run away, you are missing an opportunity to grow and to learn.
That's a great one. I'll always remember that advice. So on that note, what is that one advice which you will give to the next generation of female leaders?
Well, never stop learning. Never stop doing your best. Never stop serving. And take good care of yourself. See, I always watch my inner dialogue, and I always try to replace every negativity with positivity. I listen to other leaders. So listen to other leaders' stories every day. Read in your field every day. Practice gratitude. Exercise every morning. And guard your mind. Guard your mind against negativities and false news, and choose your friends wisely. I learned how to prioritize my perception. So this is one good advice. Prioritize your perception. Believe that hard work works and smart work works. So it's always about believing in good manners, good information, principles, and also good heart.
Absolutely. I think it gives a very, very different flavor to it altogether. So when you touched upon relations, right? I think as women we need to understand that what is the importance of relations, and as a working professional, what is your advice? How do you build your professional network, and how to enhance that?
It is essential to study those relationships around us, and also work harder to grow them to be healthier when it comes to dealing with people in our professional field. So I would say mentorship is one of the forms we can build in the professional pool. Finding a mentor within your professional field who can offer his or her time to listen and share his or her valuable experience is a must. This mentor should hold good experience in the area and people as well. And also he should or she should be a good communicator and an effective listener. Also, I highly recommend joining masterminds group. Personally, I'm doing this. So people can learn and share a lot of vital lessons about work and life. And these type of relationships has to be consistent and for an extended period. So they should cultivate diversity, encourages different experiences, and could be a bridge to build new projects and business plans. Trust me, I've been there, and I'm doing this on monthly basis. Now, during that, we should always keep something in our mind also. Be a student, not a follower. So with all these voices you are welcoming and listening to, it is essential to keep your uniqueness, your unique voice alive. So a strong voice, an authentic voice, is one of the central values we should defend in this crowded world. You may borrow the wisdom, but you also need to develop your insight through non-judgmental attitude, deep listening to your inner dialogue, and embracing differences. So it is the only way to identify your uniquenesses by building by building your identity, your personal brand, if I may say.
Interesting. When we touched upon being as women, making a personal brand as an importance, and keeping the diversity and inclusion in mind, this takes me to a campaign which we are running in Tanfeeth, and this year is the first time ever we have launched this campaign, which is known as She. Now, She stands for See Her Empowered. And the beauty of the entire program is it is not only an initiative from a hiring standpoint, we are having a platform wherein returning mothers can come back to the workforce, but we are also looking at different angles of the existing employees and what is that as an organization we can do for them to have them transition very smoothly back to the workforce. Because as women, sometimes you go through a lot of challenges, but you may not voice it out, and you would need that one support or helping platform for you to come back. So we have around 600 plus beautiful she's who are working with us in Tanfeeth. And keeping that in mind, we really wanted to do something different this year.
This is like an amazing initiative. I think Tanfeeth, as a part of the bigger vision of Emirates ENBD Group, is offering an excellent opportunity for women to empower themselves and be part of the nation's empowerment strategy as well. So I would say she is a tool to create, like to cater to mothers who would like to return to their role as leaders in their fields also. So this internship program offers training programs and workshops to support new mothers in their new routine and helping them balance their lives. So it's very important to be able to teach those mothers how to pick up the road from where they stopped.
Mm-hmm.
And today, new mothers can join those 600 or over 600 women, as you said, and discover themselves and find the right place for them in the workforce. But this is a hard job, Garima. They need to acknowledge that they need to develop an internal motivation engine as well. So thankfully, Tanfeeth is thinking in an excellent way to support those women. But like the most part of this is like an individual role also. So developing that engine, internal motivation engine, this engine will fuel their energy and will redirect their focus on the right things at the right time as well. So whenever they face challenges, they will be able to see those challenges as lessons and as experiences.
Thank you.
Under, of course, the umbrella of she.
Yeah. Thank you so much for that advice, and I'm pretty sure all our beautiful ladies out there, they are taking these tips from you. So on that note, would like to understand, you also being a returning mother, how did you manage your journey?
That was, oh my God, this question is like taking me back to a time where it was like very, very difficult time.
Mm-hmm.
After 20 days only from giving a birth of my second daughter,
mm-hmm.
I went back to my work because I couldn't do anything. I had to go back and to lead my field. So I would say it's about well preparation.
Mm-hmm.
Well preparation that relies on well-shaped personal philosophy, vital self-knowledge about the person's strengths and weaknesses, and also the market's threats and opportunities. So it requires a strategic thinking and choices, because knowing your direction, determining your destination at the end of the day. So for me, it required critical thinking too, to make better choices and get better results. With all this knowledge and technological advancement, I believe the young female has an excellent opportunity to compete in this changing market, especially as people who had to stop for a certain period and then come back again, and maybe they were surprised by all the changes that's happening in the market at the same time. We cannot forget also how important it's to aspire to contribute to our bigger vision. It's not only about us, it's also about the nation's vision. So by going back to the roots, by understanding the values of society, by prioritizing your values, aligning all that with your professional quest, you will be able to embrace challenges. You will be able to see the real opportunities. You will be able to keep learning and keep going. I would say also, for someone who stopped for a certain period and they are coming back now, or they are going back to their workforce, there are two types of skills they have to focus on for better career path. Like there is something related to your professional field where you can adopt. I would say, because you're a mother and you're very busy, I highly recommend for you to adopt the 1% daily improvement mindset. It's built on consistency, and consistency is the mother of the mastery. So by embracing that type of mindset, you will have plenty of time to learn and improve yourself. The second part is from a personal growth perspective. And here I'm talking about 12 areas. So your health and fitness, intellectual, emotional, character, spiritual, personal relationship, parenting, social, career, financial, quality of life, rewarding system, and life vision. So my extensive advice, which I have learned from my mentors for years, and one of them was the late Jim Rohn. Formal education will make you a living, but self-education will make you a fortune. So I would highly recommend to start thinking in a different way. Work on yourself, not on your job. As a mother, it's very important to look at the 12 areas of personal growth, especially when it comes to self-care and emotional and spirituality. So work on yourself, not on your job.
Interesting. I'm pretty sure that is a great advice to hear. Now, what also happens is a lot of professional mothers, they feel that guilt when they make sacrifices. How do you deal with that guilt?
Well, I was one of those mothers, but I changed my mindset. It's all about changing your mindset. I know for sure that I am doing my best. Based on my main goals and priorities, I am doing my best. So I am choosing to work for long hours. I am choosing this way to build a better life for my kids. And when you know that, you will be able to manage those feelings and those emotions. Well, also you cannot control others' feelings and needs. When it comes to our kids, it's very hard to control their feelings and needs, but we can manage those feelings and needs. You can prioritize your perception towards life, but not towards others. It's very hard. And you know for sure that you are doing your best. So you are a fighter and you will never give up on your kids. And it is your way to deal with this feeling by facing the truth of how amazing mother you are. And I am you took me back to a hard time where I had to sometimes just, shout and scream and sometimes close the doors and cry because I felt guilty. Like I was, I always felt that I'm not doing enough. But then I changed my mindset. So every night before you sleep, remember this. Remember how amazing you are. And remember how many times you hugged your kids, how many times you pray for them, how many times you cook their meals and wash their clothes and plan their trips. Write down all that and be grateful for being a mother.
Wow, that was something which was very heart touching, and I'm pretty sure all the mothers out there they go through it, but just that it's such a taboo that people don't really often talk about it. They may feel that, am I really doing everything right? Or is it my career which is taking a toll on my personal side? And it's beautiful to hear from you on your example. So to summarize, what is that one advice, Safia, which you would give to all those returning mothers out there?
I think it's all about balance. So it's very important to manage your focus, your energy, your emotions, and your priorities. I use different methods and I jot down everything. And I'm a goal-oriented person as well as a people-oriented person. So my plans always related to both. So you have to make sure that you have different goals. And you have yearly and weekly and daily goals and use calendars, use to-do lists and habit trackers. There are blocks. You can block your daily routines for your children and for yourself. And you have to know when you will run, when you will eat, when you will drive, when you will have time with your kids, and focus on the quality of your time with them, not the quantity. I never say no to help. I know how to delegate, and I know how to delegate those tasks to the right people who will enjoy doing them. So when it comes to your professional life also, it's always make sure that your kids understand how important this to you and to them. I will introduce you to my focus funnel.
Okay.
So before filling your daily calendar with tasks, ask yourself those questions. Can I eliminate this task? Can I automate this task? Can I delegate this task? If yes, then you need to ask, can I procrastinate this task? So if yes, you will go back to it. And if the answer is no, then you need to concentrate on the particular task now. So those 4 steps are very important when it comes to focus funnel. I will repeat it again. Eliminate, automate, delegate, procrastinate, and concentrate. It is also crucial to be self-managers. It's very important for new mothers to understand this. You manage your focus, you manage your energy, you manage your emotion. And it's not about the way we work around the time, rather the way we work around the amount of energy and focus we are implementing during any task. Then we are talking about the focus itself. There is different methods. The focus bubble, the 90 minutes in your peak time for your life craft. You have the 60-20 method, 60 minutes of focusing and 20 minutes of resting. And also, you have to learn how to eat your frog first. Like Brain Tracy, it means do the priorities or put the priorities at the beginning of your day and finish all the hard tasks that related to your life craft at the beginning of any day. So see, those simple methods, if you start implementing them in your routine, in your daily routine, you will feel the difference and you will stop feeling guilty because simply you're doing your best.
Wow, that was something which was very differently explained, because generally when we talk about delegating, when we talk about automation, it's always in corporate, that is what we hear about. But I think you gave a very different perspective than how you can embed that in your personal life. If you feel, I remember you mentioning, if you feel some task is not relevant and maybe duplication and does not really need you, you can eliminate that. And I think that's a great advice to have. So just on that last note, Safia, we'd like to understand from you, as you have given us so many tips, how do you balance being a mother and being a professional career woman? Because there is this strike balance which needs to be maintained, and we as females would really want to learn that, you being one of the role models out there.
Well, I hope that I'm serving you with those simple tips and methods that I am applying on myself. But the first thing I ask myself always, should I consider if this is what I want? Like, is this is what I want? How does it relate to my significant purpose in my life? Am I going to enjoy it? If not, is there any alternative or side activities that can support what I'm doing in my professional life? So it would be helpful if you consider things like also support system for your kids. Maybe you can hire nannies or teachers, or maybe you can simply enroll them in a very effective programs that can help them also to grow. So they will not feel like you're away from them, and they will not feel they are not doing something important in their life as well. Also, I'm asking myself questions like, how much driving should I do in order to reach a place? Mm-hmm. Like those type of questions. Do I have enough time to take care of myself and my kids if I accept that type of tasks? Mm-hmm. What type of management I'm working with? Things like that. Are they supporting my situations as a mother? How many hours should I work? Mm-hmm. Will I be able to save some money for my kids' future if I do that task or if I accept that project? These are like some difficult questions and sometimes weird questions, but these are the right questions to ask yourself. We always have a choice, and we always have alternatives, and we always can decide what is the best for us and for our kids. And once we choose to be mothers, we need to understand that it is not only about us anymore, it's about them also. So In each area of my life as a mother, I ask myself these questions. What do I believe? What do I want? Why do I want this? And what I'm going to do with it.
Wow, that was something which was very insightful. In fact, the journey which you took us today through how you started, what are these fears as a female or as a mother, we go through, and how do we overcome that? I'm pretty sure this will give great insights to all the she's who are right there to understand from your perspective. It was absolutely my pleasure to host you today for this session.
Thank you.
And definitely it will help us to look at things in a very, very different perspective, because post-COVID, it's not only about how well you balance your work and life, right? Work-life balance is something which has become a pressing issue everywhere. And of course, being a female, it gives you that added more extra thing which you need to go out there and need to manage. So I think all these insights which are given by you and your journey, it has given us a very, very different perspective, and it is so much to learn. As you said, starting off your session, I think we all are students and we are here to learn from each other. It was beautiful to understand your journey today with us.
Thank you so much. And I think it's, if there is something at the end of this interview I would add is about standing in yourself. And it doesn't mean that you will not face step backs. It means you will be able to bend like a bamboo, adapt. You will adapt the situation and relaunch yourself again if you learn how to stand in yourself. So thank you again for this opportunity. And I wish that all the ladies and all the audience who is watching this will get something, will be able to get something and implement it in their lives and will find the results.
Definitely. It was my pleasure to have you on the session today. Thank you so much, Safia.
Thank you so much.